Since the new Dwarf Mini was released, many wonder which one should I buy, the new Dwarf Mini or the Dwarf 3. And in this video I will help you decide and hopefully give you the answer of which smart telescope is best for you, the Dwarf 3 or the Dwarf Mini. I will start by talking a little bit about the new Dwarf Mini. It comes cheaper and it's a dedicated telescope for astrophotography, and this is one of the main differences compared with the Dwarf 3. The Mini will give you very good astrophotography results, but will miss some of the features that the Dwarf 3 has, like panorama or the tracking feature, that it can be used to track birds, wild animals, cars, or even satellites or planes, or even the International Space Station. And this is the reason that it's a little bit more expensive compared with the Dove Mini. However, I have to say I was surprised about the image quality on deep sky photography of the Dove Mini. Now let's talk a little bit about the imaging sensors. The Dwarf 3 has the IMX 678 8 megapixel sensor, and the Dwarf Mini has the 662 2 megapixel sensor. And the Dwarf 3 has smaller pixels of 2 microns. However, we have a 4K sensor compared with the Full HD 2 megapixel sensors. So 8 megapixels versus 2 megapixels, and we do have a larger field of view. And this means also a larger resolution and a little bit more details on the images captured with the Dwarf 3. However, the Dwarf Mini compensates with an upgraded optics. The image quality is better for deep sky photography on the Dwarf Mini. We'll show some images in the next part of the video. Now let's begin. We go on the PC, check the results from tonight, taken with the Dwarf Mini and the Dwarf 3, and then we'll continue with the results in daytime on scenery. By the way, affiliate links are available in the video description if you are interested in buying the Dwarf Mini or the Dwarf 3. We are now in a peak scene site and we will compare some images captured with the Dwarf Mini and the Dwarf 3. And our first image is Messier 27, the Dumble Nebula, captured with the Dwarf Mini. And let's check also now the same target captured with the Dwarf 3. So you can see we have a larger field of view and we have more stars here and more sky in the image. However, on these targets will not really matter so much because we will crop anyway, and we can also see very nice details on both images, even if the Dwarf 3 has a higher resolution. Now let's check also the other images, and here we have an image with the Comet A6 captured with the Dwarf Mini, and here we have an image captured with the Dwarf 3 with the same comet in the same time. So looking here, we have a smaller image with the Dwarf Mini and a larger with the Dwarf 3. From looking on these two short images of 3 minutes each, that the signal to noise ratio is better and the contrast on the Dwarf Mini image, but we'll focus more on the image quality in the next part of the video. Now let's continue and check the other images. Here we have the Orion Nebula with the Dwarf Mini, and here we have it with the Dwarf 3. Now here we have the Moon captured with the Dwarf Mini and the Moon captured with the Dwarf 3, and here with the Moon cropped. The Sun with the Dwarf Mini, the Sun with Dwarf 3 and cropped. We'll minimize all these images. Now let's go in Stellarium and show you better the difference in field of view directly on the sky atlas. So if you want to use Stellarium to check yourself, you need to go here in the settings dialog. Sensors, you need to add a new one. You click on add, and then here you enter the resolution and chip width and height. And here we have it for the Mini, 9020 1080p, and here is the sensor size. And for the Dwarf 3 we have 4K resolution, and here is the sensor size. So you can see here the information you need, and you can use it to make your own simulations. You need to enter also the telescope focal length, and you can do the same on settings. Go at telescopes, add a new one and enter 150 millimeters, and after that you can make also the comparisons. We see here also the resolution in arc seconds, 2.75 for the Dwarf 3, for Dwarf Mini 4.0. So we have a high resolution for Dwarf 3. Now regarding field of view, we can see that we barely was able to fit Andromeda in the field of view of Dwarf Mini, and on the Dwarf 3 it fits better. We can capture a larger portion of the sky. Now let's go and check another target. Let's see Hard Nebula. On Hard Nebula we have here the field of view of Dwarf 3, and let's see if we image it when it will fit better. We can basically capture the Hard Nebula in a single life stack. However, with the Dwarf Mini, we cannot do that. So with the Dwarf Mini, means it will take longer time to frame the image, and we will lose also some integration time and image quality. So this is a clear advantage for the Dwarf 3 because it has a larger sensor and it can image also larger nebulas. For other targets like Messier 42, we can fit very good also with the Dwarf Mini and also with the Dwarf 3. Let's try another one, M45, the same, Dwarf 3, Dwarf Mini. Horse Nebula, Dwarf 3 fits it very well, and the Dwarf Mini is a little bit tight, so it will depend when you'll image the target and if it's in alt-azimuth mode or equatorial. If the orientation will be different like this and you want to capture everything, then you'll still need a mosaic to be able to do that. Regarding field of view and resolution, the Dwarf 3 is the winner. However, on deep sky astrophotography, I think the most important is the signal to noise ratio, and we'll go now back in PixInsight to check the results and see better the images and compare to see which one has more noise. We'll go now and check the signal to noise ratio of the images, script, image analysis, and select SNR. And it shows here the SNR on the right, 56, 56, 55. And let's check the image with the Dwarf 3. 52, 55, 55. So we can already see here the image captured with the Dwarf 3 is actually more noisier and the signal to noise ratio is lower. Now let's continue with the next images. Here we have the comet captured with the Dwarf Mini. We'll use the SNR script. Again 40, 37, 40. The other one 29, 28, 30. So here the difference is much larger. We capture these images in about the same time, a few minutes difference. But the signal to noise ratio is much better on the Dwarf Mini, and we can see, especially when we're zooming in, also the quality. Now let's continue with the other images. Here we have the Orion Nebula. Now let's check the image capture with the Dwarf Mini. SNR 53, 51, 52, and do the same for the Dwarf 3 image. And we have 45, 44, 46. We have the same integration time, 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and we can see the signal to noise ratio is much better in the image captured with the Dwarf Mini. We see less noise and we have a cleaner image. And zooming in here on the Dwarf 3 image, definitely we can see more noise. It might be harder to see on the YouTube video when zooming in so much, but here we can see it on my screen on high resolution. Okay, so you can see here maybe the noise. Here is more clean. We have less noise visible, and also the details, the faint details look brighter. So let's check the other and see. You see the faint details here. They are much fainter. And here we can see them much better. So we can conclude that on deep sky astrophotography, Dwarf Mini does provide better image quality. There are several reasons. One is the imaging sensor with the larger pixels that will absorb more photons. we do have a sensor with larger pixels, but it's not only this. I will share more information about why the Dwarf Mini performs better on deep sky photography in the dedicated video comparison between the two for deep sky photography. So make sure you won't miss that video out. And then we'll probably make also comparison if we drizzle the images with the Dwarf Mini to have the same resolution of the Dwarf 3 and similar details, to see if the signal to noise ratio will still be good and the image will still look better than the ones captured with the Dwarf 3. So don't miss the future videos. And by the way, if you want to buy one of these telescopes, don't forget to check and use the affiliate links in the video description. It does help the channel a lot. Going now at Lunar and Solar, the things are a little bit different here. We have a smaller resolution for the Dwarf Mini, and here the resolution is very important. So this is the moon capture with the Dwarf Mini. And this is the moon capture with the Dwarf 3. We have a larger sky that we don't use, so we have it also cropped. So we can see here directly that more details are visible on the Dwarf 3 image. So for Lunar, I would say Dwarf 3 is the winner. We have a beautiful image also with the Dwarf Mini, but it's kind of pixelated, especially here on the edge, and the details are not so crisp. We can remove this effect by resizing the image. However, we still have more details in the Dwarf 3 images. And let's see again, this is the image captured with the Dwarf 3. So we can see here there is a noticeable difference in details between the two. It's not huge, but the Dwarf 3 does have the edge. And now let's check solar imaging. Here we have a very nice image captured with the Dwarf Mini. We have these beautiful sunspots on the surface of the sun. Zooming in, again we start to see pixelation. And checking now the Dwarf 3 solar image, that is not cropped, is smaller, we can zoom in, or we can just go and check the cropped image. When zooming in, we can see more details without the pixelation. So as I mentioned before, resizing the images can fix that, but we still have more details on the image captured with the Dwarf 3. Now we've seen that on Lunar and Solar, Dwarf 3 has the edge, and the extra resolution and image scale does matter. And it will matter also for scenery, where imaging faraway objects or doing birding, capturing wild animals. Now let's watch together some scenery captures made with the Dwarf Mini and with the Dwarf 3. After, don't miss also the conclusions, because they are very important. We'll give you the answer, which one should you buy. The Dwarf Mini does not have the panorama feature like the Dwarf 3 or the tracking feature. However, it's still very capable of capturing beautiful scenery like these views of the edge of the town, or with this old factory, and even faraway mountains. The Dwarf Mini can still be used for birding like the Dwarf 3, as I mentioned before, without the tracking feature. It still can deliver exceptional image quality, even if it films in Full HD, not in 4K. Also, you can get beautiful timeless videos with both telephoto lens and wide field lens using the new Dwarf Mini Smart Telescope. Well, which one should you buy? The Dwarf Mini or the Dwarf 3? Now let me give you the answer. In my opinion, after testing these two smart telescopes, if you want a smart telescope, especially for astrophotography, I think the best choice should be the Mini because it is an upgrade compared with the Dwarf 3. We do have better optics, and also we are obtaining a better signal to noise ratio from our live stacks. Even if the field of view is smaller and the resolution, I think the signal to noise ratio has the priority and the images will be cleaner. This means you'll obtain better quality images for deep sky photography. So for deep sky photography, I do recommend you the Dwarf Mini. The Dwarf Mini is also cheaper, so if you want to get one of these smart telescopes, especially for astrophotography, then I do recommend you to get the Mini. It's also more affordable, smaller, more portable, and it's also an upgrade compared with the Dwarf 3. We have better optics and we do obtain cleaner images with better signal to noise ratio. The Dwarf 3 is an excellent choice if you want to also to capture the moon and the sun a lot and you don't want to use often the panorama feature or the scenery mode and do a lot of video captures in 4K. Having the extra field of view, the 4K resolution and the smaller pixels will give you extra details and you'll be able to get better results. So with the Dwarf 3 you'll be able to use also the object tracking for birds, animals, cars, satellites, everything you want. Is it worth it to upgrade from the Dwarf 3 to the Dwarf Mini? I think so, because it will give you better astrophotography images. And this is available also if you don't have any smart telescopes and you have enough budget to buy both. Then you can get also the Dwarf 3 and the Dwarf Mini. If you want to buy any of these telescopes, don't forget to check the affiliate links from the video description, and if you use them, you'll also help the channel. And if you do have any other questions, do leave them in the comments below. I want to give thanks to all the channel members that supported the channel so far. It means a lot. And if you enjoyed watching the video, want to support the channel, don't forget to hit the like button, share it, subscribe, and also join the channel membership where you'll get access also to my photography data. Don't forget to check also the other videos with the Dwarf Mini and the Dwarf 3. Okay, so I guess this is it for tonight. Hope the video was informative enough and I'll see you soon in the next one.